Well, hey, there you are, Sonia here. Welcome to Out Here on the Farm. It's such a delight to come to you and sit down and just talk a bit. At the age of 13, I finally got the opportunity to meet my grandmother on my mother's side and come to the realization that she was a very interesting person. Mom used to tell about how she used to be preaching and how she preached for just the longest time. Grandmother didn't run out of words from what Mom said. She had a tremendous ministry, and I wanted to meet her. I had such a desire to meet such a person with such a reputation. So we went to visit my uncle and my aunt, and my grandmother was there staying with them. And my aunt was a great cook, what they used to call a blue ribbon cook. And she cooked meals like a feast for every dinner we had. And she had these little tea light candles, and had all the prepared meals on little stands with these little candle lights under them. And I had never seen anything like that. There was no sense in it in our way with my family. Well, when the table was set, the kids were there and the food was devoured. And so she said, well, you'll find out why I put these little tea lights under here to keep the food warm. And I thought, well, that's kind of a nice thing. So we all sat around and gathered around different ones, some of the uncles that I had and aunts and my grandmother and my mom and dad. And so grandmother sat at the head of the table and she said, we're going to pray and bless our food. Well, she started praying to ask God to bless the food and the one that had prepared it. She never stopped there. In my entire life, I have never heard anyone pray such a long prayer as my grandmother did that day. Every day, actually, we were there. And she prayed for everyone she knew, called each one by name, family members, church members, acquaintances, neighbors, and called them by name and prayed a long prayer for each one. And I sat there and I peeked out and looked around, and I saw the candles burning down, slowly burning, as she prayed and prayed and prayed. And sometimes on her dear old sweet face, tears would roll down when there were certain ones that needed extra prayer, extra faith and extra power sent their way. And when she said amen, I found I was no longer hungry. I was just sitting there in a daze, thinking I've never been in the presence of such a compassionate, wonderful person as my grandmother. It was an experience that I shall never forget. And it was such a delight to sit down and listen to her tell some of the stories of her life, how she started ministering, and how they used to ride in the backs of wagons to church. My mom never liked that. She said they never, ever missed a Sunday any time that she was a child at home. But I thought that would be such an experience to live in a time like that and to have such a powerful mother filled with such a spirit of the Lord. And these people have made an impression on my life. I've met many people, and many have had quite an influence on me and the way I looked at life, the way I just comprehended what the Spirit of God was about. And I found that the Spirit of God is simply about love. He loves us all. I'm so glad that you stopped in out here at the farm. It's been such a delight, and I look forward to the next story time. And so, until next time.